Code Geass is my favorite show. I've watched it countless times and I'm not ashamed to say it made me cry a lot. In this series, I'll say everything I have to say about Code Geass. I got the inspiration to do this from Overanalyzing Avatar, so big thanks to him. Well, I think that's all the introduction necessary, so let's go. Alright, so this opening scene works great. It shows our two main characters being childhood friends, and Sissy just like hanging around there being all mysterious and shit. It sets everything up really well and acts as an amazing introduction to the rest of the show. I really like how the visuals fit with what is said here. Right when name is said, the flag changes from the Japanese one to the European looking one. Lelouch promises Suzaku he will destroy Britain in this scene while Suzaku is just sitting there being all sad and shit also sets up the characters really fucking well. It makes sense with things that are revealed in future episodes as well, and I really like that. Black has a forced checkmate, so Rival is actually wrong here, though it is a complicated series of moves, so a novice might not find it. Actually, when I think about it, his reaction makes total sense. That's not a writing mistake, it's genius! Lelouch starting with the king is actually the best move in this situation as it forces checkmate. So, queen to g2 would be checkmate, but the white knight is defending that square. So in order to safely deliver checkmate with the queen, the black king needs to move aside to allow the rook to move to h8. Now, the best move for white would be moving the queen to c2 to add pressure on the pawn defending the black king. But that just doesn't matter. Black just moves the rook to the correct square, and even if the white queen takes the pawn and checks, black simply takes the queen and wins on the next move. What the hell is Team Rocket doing here? This part is great. It shows both Lelouch's hate for the royal family and how he can control his appearance and emotions, only slightly moving his eyes when he gets mad seeing Clovis. I won't get into music too much in this series, although it will happen a few more times, but this track and its usage throughout the show is amazing. It fits the royalty but also has mysterious and dark tones to it, showing there is more to them than just being evil imperialists. This interaction between Lelouch and Rivals is great, and it shows Lelouch's contradicting beliefs. Also, is Lelouch reading Hamlet here? Is that supposed to be Hamlet? Lelouch's internal dialogue here shows both his kind nature of wanting to help people, but also his very clear superiority complex, and I think it sets up his character arc really well. This is a cool introduction to Khan's character. Nothing else to it, I just wanted to point that out. What is Lelouch referring to here? What did he forget? I watched this show so many times and I can't for the life of me figure out what he's talking about. I don't really have a lot to say about Lloyd here. It shows his character really well and sets up his goals throughout the show. He doesn't care about loyalty or which side is right. All he wants to do is science. And honestly, I vibe with that. You do your thing, Lloyd. I don't like how Cecile is presented in this same scene though. It just doesn't fit how she is in the rest of the show. I get that Bartley is a high-ranking general and she might be afraid of him, but still, it just feels off.
404がターゲットを発見しました。よし、回収準備。
今のうちに上からよじ登れば。ブリタニア君、殺すな、これ以上。
Alright, so this previous scene clearly shows that there is night vision in the helmet, but you're telling me Suzaku can't recognize Lelouch from a few centimeters away? Either this is super dumb or I don't know how night vision works.
どうせその毒ガスだってブリタニアが作ったんだろう。お前殺すな。だったらブリタニアをぶっ壊せ。ルルーシュ、僕だよ、スザクだ。
This flashback is really unneeded. We've already seen all of those scenes when the episode started. I feel like it takes away a lot from their reunion, but I understand why the creators did it. I still think the show would have been stronger to leave it out though.
お前、ブリタニアの軍人になったのか。君はまさかこれ何言ってんだ。
So this is something I actually missed on my first watch. At this point, both the audience and the characters think this is poison gas, so Suzaku, thinking that, puts his mask on Lelouch instead of on himself, so Lelouch will be safe from the gas. This is amazing and sets up Suzaku really well for the rest of the show by showing he wants to protect others but doesn't make sure to protect himself as well.
Whoa! Boobies!
彼は違います。ただの民間人で巻き込まれただけで。
これは命令だ。お前はブリタニアに忠誠を誓ったんだろう。
でもできません。民間人を彼を撃つようなことは。
This is just amazing. I really like how Suzaku not only doesn't want to shoot Lelouch because he's his friend, but also because he knows Lelouch is innocent. It's more setting up Suzaku's character, which is something I really like.
ブリタニアのクソと日本万歳。
This rebel not only dying but actually killing himself is really good. It sets up stakes in the viewer's mind. It tells us that the characters aren't invincible and can die at any point.
作戦は次の段階だな。
しかし殿下、
あれが外に知られたら私は敗着だよ。本国には演習を兼ねた区画整理と伝えよう。第三王子クロビスとして命じる。新宿決闘を壊滅せよ。
I like how this scene sets up the way royalty give orders in this world. It makes later parts of the series and this episode feel a lot more gratifying. Also, they misspelled powered here.
この辺りなんだな。出口の一つは。
はい。旧市街との地図は照合済みです。
How come that every time Shirley does anything, it's at the worst time possible?
スザクもこの子もそして終わるのか。あっさりと。ナナリ。
I like that Lelouch thinks of Nanali's safety here. You're a good big brother, Lelouch. Did they have to make Sissy naked here? What does it accomplish? So, Sissy offers him a deal that says he has to do this one thing she wants him to do and doesn't clarify. Says some cryptic shit about living unlike other people, says that will make him isolated and lonely, shows him his dad whom he hates saying more cryptic shit, and Lelouch is just, yep, sure, why not, sounds great. Did I get that right? Also, I really wish the creators would have expanded more on whoever these people are. They're shown throughout the series, but we don't know anything about them.
どうした？撃たないのか？相手は学生だぞ。それとも気づいたか？撃っていいのは撃たれる覚悟があるやつだけだと。
なんだ？
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。貴様たちは死ね。
So, this scene is great, right? It shows Lelouch's philosophy applied in reality, and how good he is at immediately changing his plans when the situation's conditions change. His being in actual danger is great, as it shows he can strategize while being under direct pressure himself. He also calls himself Lelouch v Britannia and not Lelouch Lamperouge, which shows he recognizes the power the royal family has and still considers himself to be some sort of a part of it.
Yes, your highness.
Lelouch being surprised and a little scared here shows that he isn't perfect and he's still a human, which I really like. It's good to have your main character still be a person.
あの日から俺はずっと嘘をついていた。生きてるって嘘。全く変わらない世界に飽き飽きして。だけど手に入れた。力を。だから。
Lelouch's internal dialogue is great here. It shows that he's both realistic and willing to fight. He's sick of an unfair world that can't be changed, but also knows he had no way to change it. But now that he does have the power to do something about it, he's immediately enthusiastic and eager to start planning how to use his new power. So overall, I think this is a great introduction episode. It shows different characters and their goals really well and sets up the world and the problems with it immediately. There are some weak parts, but I think this is a very enjoyable episode overall. Next up is The White Knight Awakens, which I remember as being just as good. So if anyone is actually watching this, subscribe to be notified when I finish working on that one. So this is my first time doing this sort of thing where I edit the video and voice it over and everything. I don't know how long the next one will take me exactly, but I hope not too long. I'm also sure that the videos will get better the more I do this. I already felt the difference between the start and end of this video, so who knows.